Today I'm gonna show you how to build a Lego pottery workshop. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are here with another one of the recent Lego CMF collectible minifigure series 24. This is the Potter minifigure. I actually got a bit unlucky, I got two of these, but that means that I have more accessory that I can use in this minifigure habitat. As you know, the latest minifigure habitat that I built was the newspaper kid. He's not here physically because he's currently being displayed at N Block here in Singapore, so I will link down below the convention if you want to check it out. But let's start right away with this build. As usual, we have my regular 8x8 base, and I went with a tan base. I initially wanted to make the floor with this light aqua that I think was very fitting the theme, but I didn't have enough to cover the whole floor, so I decided to just go with 10, and here you can see already I added a few places for some accessory. I'm gonna still use this instead to create a table in the background. So what I did is this. I use one of these, I don't know if this is a modified plate tile bracket, I don't know how you actually call this. Anyway, I connect here at the top with a regular bracket 2x2, and then on top I have that. So now I actually have two sides of the table. If you have, of course, a 2x4 or two 1x4, you can make the table solid or maybe add a plate underneath. Anyway, this is gonna be under here, so it's a sort of working table connected at the bottom there, and it's gonna be in the background. For the walls, I decided to go with this lavender color. It might look a little bit dark on screen with this camera light, but it's actually a very light color, maybe like pastel kind of color, and I think it is fitting very well this theme, and is actually lighter than the color of the t-shirt of the minifigure. As you can see, in between I ran some line of reddish brown. That's because I don't have enough bricks to build up the whole wall. So the compromise I did was, of course, to use some bigger bricks. You can see here I have some even 2x2. Any kind of bricks I can find in the color I've used in this build. And then I created some shelf. You can see already here I added a little bit of accessory that has been already created with clay. And I actually ran all around the build with this sort of shelf. Now over here on the side I have two more shelves. You can see I already added some glasses and some, I don't know, sort of container. So I try to find anything I have in my collection that match this color. So we have all these different sort of accessory. I even have this sort of big pumpkin thing. Maybe it can be some sort of vase. And you can see I added some flowers at the back as well. The reason for that is that when I arrived here, I realized that I was already running out of all the lavender bricks. So I had to find a solution to fill the second half of this build. So one solution was to actually build a window. Okay, so this window is gonna build here and it's gonna face down on these flowers over here. Before, let's connect the other side. Here you can see I use different colors because these are gonna be hidden as well. So now I have the connection over here for my window. Let me see if I can go in. Okay, very nice. Of course, having the window like this will cause a problem. I don't actually have any connection here. So probably to do that, I would have to use some bracket, but then the whole dimension of this habitat will mess it up if I want to stack it together with others. And on top, then it's going to be just like this, all around a sort of brown frame. So now you can see over here is pretty nice. We have some interesting details, but the scene is still pretty boring. So one thing that I decided to do is fill this wall with, again, a little bit of greenery, which I think helps hiding all the details over there. You can see I have a big leaf piece at the back, then some smaller leaves with flowers, and these already make the scene completely different. Way better than the scene without that. I think it's a nice pop of color, and it fits the theme well, and it looks really nice. But now let's complete and add some more accessories. So with the minifigure, we have this working station that is gonna be here. And I decided not to use a regular vase, but to use this rock piece that I found in the dried flower. It's actually a different, it's a lighter color, but I think it might work well as a sort of a piece of clay that has not been worked yet. Over there at the back, I wanted to create a sort of little sitting area. So something that you don't really sit, but maybe you can lean onto it while working on the clay. I think it may be a little bit too, feels a bit too low and a bit too futuristic for this scene. But once I add the minifigure, then you can see what I was trying to achieve. So the minifigure is actually here, working on the clay. And over there, if the minifigure wants to sit back, she can do it. So anyway, it's mostly a detail that is hidden behind, so it's not gonna make much difference. Now, I have another one of these that is gonna complete the shelf at the back there. And still we can add a little bit more details to fill the scheme and the scene and make it more interesting. I have some accessory, they don't really... I try to find the smallest thing that might work to do something with clay, but I have no experience with that, so I just take what I can. For example, here I have a pair of scissors that it's probably no use with clay, but at least it looks like there is some accessory going on, and the additional accessory can go there. So now we have a good balance of colors with the clay accessory, with the greenery, and with the workstation here in the center. And now we can fill up these little gaps on the side with one bucket. I don't know for what, maybe for some water or for some exceeding piece of clay. If someone has experience with clay, they can let me know if this station that I build makes sense, or if there is something that maybe I should add that is very important that I should build, of course, within the dimension of this habitat. And over here, I decided to add another little plant. This is a very simple build. We have a stud over here with the hole running through the plant, and then because this has a stud, I decided to add one tile at the bottom so that this become nice and steady. So I think this also give a nice extra pop of contrast of color to the scene, and I'm pretty happy on how this turned out. Now, if you enjoy this minifigure habitat, I recommend you to go and check out the latest one that was, as I showed you at the beginning, the newspaper kid habitat from the same CMF Series 24. Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao!